Well, let's get over to segment number one and talk about Clemson beating Syracuse 41-10. Great showing by the defense. Just, man, I can't say enough about the defense. When I go back and look through my tweets, I tweet like, every other play. It seems like I'm so excited. A lot of those tweets are about the defense. How excited were you to just watch that defense really beat down on Syracuse?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, Venables, once again, I'm going to start calling him Coach Van Gogh because it's one masterpiece after another. Okay, this guy is crazy. It doesn't matter what he's playing, what kind of offense he's playing, he adjusts and dominates. It was fantastic. He did such a good job. The only time I think I've seen him really get tripped up was, of course, that Pitt game, back in the day when I think it was in 16, I guess, when we played Pitt and they came to Death Valley, beat us with the shovel passes. But other than that, he's so prepared. He's so intense. He does such a great job. And if you'll notice, something I was kind of, harping on last week about rushing only three and not getting any pressure on the quarterback. I was doing that the past couple of weeks. I didn't notice that a lot in the Syracuse game. He was bringing a ton of pressure. He was bringing it from all over the place, and they really got to the quarterback, DeVito, shook him up, and he wasn't able to do anything. It was awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoy what Brent Venables is doing with the 3-3-5 defense. I for whatever reason I had 41-6 or 41-10 in on the title. My bad there. I know they didn't score a touchdown. It was 2 field goals. I know we stopped them like 17 times in the red zone on the goal line. So I don't know what I was thinking there. Maybe I think what I got mixed up is last week's game or something. I don't know. Apologies for that. It's live. I can't go back, but I did edit it on the fly there for you, Al. So apologize for that. But yeah, I agree with everything that you're saying about the Clemson, defense and how much pressure Brent Venables is putting on. I was so skeptical about the linebackers, and man, they really have been doing really well. Chad Smith's been doing well. I believe Skalski kind of started to pick up his game as well. I kind of picked on him a little bit about missing some tackles, but I felt like he did really well. They stopped Mo Neal. They shut him down. I said, what's one key? They need to shut down Mo Neal and Tristan Jackson, right? Mo Neal was shut down. They only had the longest run for Syracuse was 7 yards. Okay, Clemson averaged 7.6 yards. So Clemson was doing better than their longest run of the other team. Tristan Jackson obviously did really well, or didn't do really well. Two catches for 16 yards. Tommy DeVito had a QBR of 5.2. Yeah. I mean, just all over the place, right? Just really, really bad. But the defense did really well. Now let's get into this real quick.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of fans disappointed with the offense.
Yeah.
Mickey Plyler went off on crazy on some fans. I didn't really agree with that. I think everybody has their own opinion. And I do feel like there's something missing with the offense, but there's a balance because they're winning by so many points, and they've got so many touchdowns a game, and you're talking 8 touchdowns or something, 5 touchdowns 5 touchdowns this game, 3 touchdowns last game. It's kind of hard to pick on a team that's beating teams by more than 21 points on average, right? But or more than 21 points. But I feel like there is something missing with the Clemson offense. I can't really pinpoint it. I tried to, and I'll give you some of my thoughts. But do you have that feeling like there's something missing, just not right yet?
Yeah, there's definitely something not right now, but it's not anything I'm really concerned about, to be honest with you. Like you said, we out-talent most of these people so much that it's really not going to matter. We're going to beat them by so much, at least of these, next several games. I honestly, I'll tell you this, and this is going to make a lot of the Clemson fans angry. I actually thought South Carolina looked pretty decent against Alabama, and I think that could be a closer game than people want come November. But, most teams throughout the year, it's going to be pretty brutal. So the offense doesn't really have to be clicking right now. And a lot of things that we don't really know is, how conservative the play calling is. We understand they're taking deep shots, but we're not taking a lot of slants, quick passes, kind of getting the ball out and doing that kind of stuff. We're doing the screens, but we're not doing the slants over the middle. We're not really opening it up from what I can tell. But let's be honest, it's not all about the play calling. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is missing some throws, plain and simple. I mean, obviously he's got the picks everybody wants to talk about. The deep balls he's underthrowing a pretty good bit. Sometimes the receivers go up and make the plays because they're so good and so talented. But it hasn't happened to the clip that we are used to and that we want. At the same time, that's going to get fixed. I'm not worried about that at all. these next several games is a way to get healthy and get the offense clicking and in a rhythm. And having Amari Rodgers back is going to be huge for this offense going forward. So I'm not really concerned about it, even though, the fans do have a legitimate gripe for now. But come the end of the year, I think we'll be good, just as always.
I think Anthony in the chat is over on YouTube is saying that how has Clemson done over the past 3 games or the previous 3 years? And I think Kelly Gramlich put out something, I think it was over the past 5 years, that this is typical the way Clemson performs. Kind of slow starting out, kind of coming into its own, learning what it can do, what its strengths are. I mean, you got a key player gone in Hunter Renfrow. Right? We can't say that enough. Third and Renfrow is gone. So the guy you're relying on for third down is gone. You had your slot receiver, Amari Rodgers, has been kind of, you don't want to push him too much because he just came off a huge injury. But look at him. I mean, just destroyed and outran everybody on one play. So his speed is obviously still there. So we're excited to see what Amari Rodgers can do. I'm not worried about it at all. The only thing I think I'm not even really worried about Trevor's interceptions. I think Dabo even mentioned in his previous press conference this week that the 2 of the interceptions of the 5 were on the wide receivers not running the correct route.
Right.
And so that obviously is going to make the quarterback look bad, which is why he's gotten a couple of negative comments or a lot of negative comments about his interceptions. But, Deshaun Watson threw a lot of interceptions too. And I think, it's just one of those things where you want to let your T. Higgins and Justin Rosses of the world go be themselves and go and get the ball. But sometimes that causes a problem with those one-on-one matchups, right? Sometimes you underthrow them. Sometimes you overthrow them. Sometimes you throw them to the wrong person or they get beat out, because of a different angle or something. But my biggest thing is just having consistent drives. That's just what I want to see. I looked back at time of possession. I know time of possession doesn't mean everything, but out of the 16 drives against Syracuse, none were over 3.5 minutes. And out of the 10 drives against Texas A&M, only 2 were over 3.5 minutes. Sometimes it seems like I stand up to watch the offense get on the field and start first down, and before I know it, I'm sitting back down for the commercial. So it just seems like, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Sometimes I stand up, offense scores a touchdown on first down, and then I sit back down for the commercial, right? So it's a good thing. But then there's sometimes where it's 3 and out and you're punting 9 times, and it's like, okay, well, I don't really like punting 9 times, knowing how much talent they have. I think that's too. There's a lot of expectations with the amount of talent they have, for sure.